with a pink side. I'll be in a dream. What's my sleep? But it's graveyard time. All I do is walk around. I'll be in Yoshi City. You know what to do. I got diamonds.
And we live, baby.
Yep. I'm back and I'm better, baby. What's happening, man?
Not much, man. I know the damn cookie good as fuck.
Yeah, man. Happy fucking Merry Thanksgiving, Happy Holidays,
Whatever
Happy
you gotta
Kwanzaa, all that shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. All of it wrapped at once, so don't ask me later on.
Yeah. Who celebrates Kwanzaa?
Shit, I don't know. I forget. Kwanzaa. Shit. Jews? Mm.
Yeah,
Jewish? Is that a Jewish thing?
I thought it was Hanukkah. Hanukkah is
Kwanzaa. Shit, I don't know.
But Kwanzaa, yeah.
Africans?
Yeah, I think it is. It's some African. Yeah, man.
It's one or the other for each one of them. Shit, I don't remember.
What kind of cookie you got? Is that grandma's cookies?
Oh, you know what? We had the chocolate chip
Shit, man.
on that.
So that pre-workout got you feeling a little.
Man, I was hyped.
I was hyped to watch this fucking game, man.
Yeah, it's somebody.
Yeah, man. People got to watch out with those things, man. And they just be putting caffeine in everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just walk into a GNC or some shit, like, and you walk out with some shit, it's probably 90% chance you got some caffeine and shit. You got to watch that, man. And then
I'll hype you up.
And then I feel like people are taking damn near like a gram of caffeine a day because they don't know that all these supplements already have caffeine and then you're taking that shit before you go to bed and wondering why you can't sleep and shit.
Yep, wired him.
Yeah,
the
man.
fuck? Man, I don't know how he. Shit. He was. That's why I see why he was in here. Like, man, I gotta go.
Oh yeah. The last one. Yeah, he's like, oh man, I just took that pre-workout and shit.
Man,
but that dude he's just. I feel like he's just wired different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Something, man. So maybe a few screws loose. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. About 4.
Yeah. But
it happens.
I don't
One thing
know,
about
man.
it, though,
I mean, what can you do?
One thing about it though is like he's willing to learn.
Yeah. So you can't be upset, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was opposite, you know, maybe.
Then it's like, okay.
Yeah. Dude, so I was watching something. You ever heard of a guy? Let me see what his name is. Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong actually is his name. So I'm pretty sure. Brief history lesson. So it was something like before. I think it was around the same time or before Hitler. He killed about, I think in total they say like I want to say 40 to 50 million people. But like I believe it's Chinese culture, and I'm not sure if that's correct.
Was this the thing with
But it's Asian
Musa?
culture. Musa.
Was it Misa? Is his name Misa Musa or something like that?
What's that?
He was like the king, one of those kings that slaughtered a lot of people too. I think it's on Amazon Prime actually.
Yeah, I mean it might be the same. I feel like it might be the same realm, you know, because I can't remember what the fuck I was watching, but it was I think it was like some documentary or some shit on the guy, and it's just crazy because they fucking like the culture worships this, like they put this guy on some sort of pedestal, but he fucking killed like all these people, and now like the younger generation is kind of like we're not fucking with that guy as much as like the previous generation and shit. So I just thought that was interesting, you know.
Because why you think that's always my argument. Everyone always want to say something about like, oh well, Hitler was so bad, but it was people that was worse than him. Like, and you're
right, and that's so, this dude. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, in total, I feel like this dude is a lot worse. But he's like not nearly as talked about as. Do you want me to spell it for you? I feel like I got the Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong.
And I was gonna see what that one was on.
The other. Yeah, so it was so he was part of the Communist Party of China from 1943 to 1976. So it was like fairly. Yeah, I feel like that's the same time as Hitler, right? Or is Hitler?
What year?
40. 43 to 76.
Yeah, Hitler was at 40s. That was World War II.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't really know where I was going with it. But I was just watching something, and I was just like, holy shit, man. And then, like, people talk about Hitler and shit, but holy fuck, man. And they like Hitler, nobody like worships that guy, but like the whole culture over there is like still like sayings and just worshiping this guy as if he was something great, did something great for the world, you know, and for humanity and shit. But actually, it's quite the opposite, you know.
Kind of reminds you of like how people would always do that, like show that compassion and stuff like that to their family and the people that look after them. But then the people that were on the outside, it was basically like you were facing the devil. You know what I mean? Like in certain aspects back in those days, that's what happened. Like motherfuckers just did something. Hey, all right. Hey, bro, we gave you 3 times. Like, hey, I know you my peoples, but shit, we gotta cut your head off, bro. I'm sorry. We gotta hang you. We gotta do that. But they worshipped him because he provided everything for, and he was a king. So he kind of like Queen Elizabeth and shit like that. Like they were kings and queens, and that's how it is now. Like they're the richest, some of the richest people in the world.
Do you think you could like survive back in those days? I mean, minus the whole like black thing, you know, because that's
honestly, it'd been dope. I ain't gonna lie, it's been clean.
Like,
as
like
far as like
you,
not having to like.
Are you saying Hitler or the Chinaman? Or are you saying?
Or just basically living back in those days.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. Fuck that. I ain't thinking about that. Shit, I'm just thinking.
Well, that was more so my question. Well, I mean, I guess we could what you're saying too. You know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in the aspect of like back in those days how simple it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we get so many older people that always like, oh well, you wouldn't even last in our time. Like, man, we would have walked through your time. Like, the hell compared to now? Like, you think that y'all gonna be able to last through like the generational changes of the internet and stuff like that, and then having to have a cell phone on you all the time, or to have a Facebook because of a job or what have you. Like, they ain't have to do that. All they had to do is show up to work, do their job, and go home. And then if they did go to college, they paid what, $5,000 a year instead of $50,000.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Just the cost of living and shit.
And then they're the ones that's making these laws for these schools in a sense, and then they wonder why so many kids are committing suicide and stuff like that. Like, I mean, who's gonna come out? Like, y'all didn't even come out at 18 and then have $100,000 hanging over your head in the first year. Like,
right.
What?
and that's kind of what pisses me off too. Just that I feel like that like the generation before, so like our parents and then their parents are like just constantly like pointing the finger, you know. But then it's like, who was living before us to create all of this?
Exactly.
You know,
and then it's still
like,
in that.
And then it's again, it's just taking responsibility for your own fucking actions. Like, nobody seems to be able to fucking do it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we're coming to a phase where it's like, you know, what if everybody's just like, you know what, fuck it. When ain't nobody going to school, what are all these $1 million schools gonna do?
Right. Because it's a business at the end of the day. Like, there's no denying that at all, man.
Denying it.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could.
So that's why I feel like it's a big change in a lot of the people that are inside of let's see, our government or our judicial branches.
Are you saying it would be cool when
younger
when our presence
ideas?
Is more?
Yeah, younger ideas, because without those younger ideas, they're still going to be basically like we're basically carving
1970s or some shit.
No, we still we
oh, we're not even
further than that. Like, I watched this thing on Snapchat. Prince, I think it's Prince EA. Dude's dope. Black dude. Always does like he'll do like skits and stuff like that, but it's always like about what's going on and shit. But
Shout out to Rona.
But yeah, he had made one, and I'm just like, man, that was so fucking clean. Like, he was talking about like the presidency and just how like just being able to have like a different voice and for us to be heard and to just to give like insight. He's like, man, like he was like, well, if we get the job, like I wouldn't want to take your job away from you. He was like, I just want to learn from you, but also give you a better insight into the younger generation so that everybody's affected and not just one certain group. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and there's so many different ideas behind that. And so that goes back to kind of like my whole idea of like, if, say, since Biden won the presidency, Trump got to be his vice president. Then you see what I'm saying? Like, that's
a great idea that I feel like nobody has really thought of. I fucking dropped my chapstick.
Well, because they're in the idea of like, oh well, we got to keep it one party. Oh, the Democrats and the Republicans. Like, fuck that.
The only like, with all that being said, the only thing that's kind of scary in my opinion, is just when our generation takes a hold of like those powerful positions. There's still people like within our generation that just suck, you know, and they have the same values that all those people that we complain about. Like they still have, I guess they still hold the same, if not like similar values as to all those people that are going to be leaving the office. So then it's like, once our generation takes those positions, is anything even gonna change, really? You know?
I mean, but
because it's always going to be like a group of people in charge.
But I feel like
it's to get more power.
Yeah, but I feel like it's different for our generation in the aspect of like we're the generation of canceling motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I mean that whole thing is fucking trash too. You know.
But I'm just
like,
saying,
can you imagine if Dave Chappelle was now?
Oh yeah, he'd have been canceled like 6 times. But Dave Chappelle doesn't care, so that's the whole aspect of like, there's just certain people that just don't care.
But he wouldn't even have been able to get to his level now.
No, he wouldn't.
And that to me is just like that's kind of sad.
I think he still would.
You think he would?
There's just some people that are just still gonna make their presence known. Even look at DC Young Fly. Like, he's saying whatever the fuck he want, whenever he wants, and he's still getting. You know, you're gonna have haters regardless. So I think even with Dave Chappelle, with him, a lot of the things that he did that dealt with race, it would just make it even funnier or hilarious now for certain people, but you're still gonna have those people like, oh, well, why would you do that? Mm-hmm. Like, man, nobody cares about your opinion, bro. Like,
it was funny when because didn't something happen with him and like Daniel Caesar or some shit. And it's just like, yo, this dude's a fucking comedian, and you're gonna be mad about something that this dude said to you, like jokingly, like what the fuck?
That's like Kevin Hart talking shit to me, like, okay, cool,
yeah,
that'd be dope. Like, okay, he talking.
It's about like, nah, I'm gonna just fucking create this.
He shouldn't be saying that. You're so mean. You say something about my mom, and okay, is it true? Like, you butthurt, like it's true or something? Like, like he met your mom last night and just said, "I'm gonna use this joke because I knew this is his mom." The fuck? Why do people, bro?
Well, I mean, but like that's what I'm saying, man. I don't think like just everybody is just so sensitive about every little thing, and then all those same people have like voices now with the internet and social media and shit, and then everybody else can now share their opinions, and then they all just kind of band together, and it's just like I don't see another person or I guess thing as big as, like, for example, Dave Chappelle ever happening again, just because of that. You know.
See, I think it will, but it just be the ones that you just not have to like give a fuck at all. Like, all your fucks are just been passed. Like he just said, whatever. I'm gonna say whatever. I don't care what you say, what you say. And for the most part, that's why I would always listen to the 85 South show, because none of them give a fuck. Like
Right.
they don't care about. You see
That one was so funny, man.
You
The
see the
whole
one with
intro.
Chico. You see Chico being
His hair and shit. Yeah.
He got the little fro. He said, "Man, this is quarantine. This is my new shit." He said, "This is this is Chico Womack."
That dude's funny, man. It's crazy how all them dudes got like their start in, I guess in that realm, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Wild 'N Out is it still gonna be a thing, or? Because then they get,
I don't know.
again, see, it got this big ass platform, and then just somebody says something, and boom, no mas.
I know. I
And-
seen something. I think it was like a meme or something, but it was talking about how they asked DC Young Fly to do it. He said nah, about doing like host a Wild 'N Out.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. I was like, shit. And honestly, I was like, that's pretty dope though, because at the end of the day, what we were saying was that like all the shit that Nick Cannon got him into, and then for him to like,
To
you know, just to take that spot like that, like, you know,
as if he agrees with like MTV and their stance on like basically kicking him to the curb.
Basically, yeah.
It's kind of what he would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty like grown ass way of looking at it, you know.
Oh yeah, at the end of the day, like shit, you on TRL, you in movies and all type of shit just because one person said, "Hey, come on this show and
Right.
just show your talent," you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then because Chico, I feel like he didn't have near as big of a following, and then he just kind of just auditioned, and they just like ran with it. From my understanding, just watching videos on how he compared to cats like DC, and I feel like all them other cats kind of already had like solid platforms and shit. But then I feel like Chico is one of the best ones on the show.
Yeah, him and Emmanuel Hudson.
Yeah, and he kind of came in with nothing near compared to the others.
And that's why I said like for the younger ones, it was a little bit easier for them as far as like, you know, being able to have different platforms to put your information out, Vine, Instagram, all type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have so many apps that then failed or whatever, but to have those type of platforms and being able to get your information out to a lot of audience, and for like Chico, like and Carlos back in those days, you know what I'm saying, it was word of mouth, or you know what I'm saying, you go into a radio station or something like that and you're talking to people, like it's a whole different vibe, you know what I mean? Like that's why it's like for Jordan to do like how many sales he did and stuff like that for those Jordans and back in those days, like
In that time,
and to not have anything but it's basically like word of mouth and him wearing them on TV.
Yeah, and then thinking like if now was then
yeah, like like he's still the top selling shoe.
Well, like whenever I think about that, I just start thinking like, yo, those cats used to party. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And just thinking of all the shit that went back, like the shit that went on back then, and then all the shit that like can't go on now because everybody's just trying to fucking record everybody and shit.
Yeah,
man, it's kind of a bummer, you know?
Yeah,
That shit kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, cause I mean they got down.
Right.
What you mean? They got to beat themselves.
Them cats
they
had
felt like,
the nickname. He says it on The Last Dance, like not like Cocaine Cowboys, but just like something to do with cocaine. Was like that the Bulls cats, like that team's nickname.
Oh,
because
okay.
they fucking party so hard and shit.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was called, but like that shit can't
really happen.
It can't happen now because now we got everybody's getting canceled. You know,
it's either they're getting canceled
can't say gay,
or it's getting to a point to where like more of those people are showing that they're more family oriented. You know what I mean? Like the new thing is to be more family oriented.
Oh
now.
my god, and that shit, that's wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right, but that shit is so whack to me, man. Because it's not like the family thing, but just putting out something that's so fucking fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in Cleveland. I went to Akron, was partying in Cleveland all the time, and then you have you know who I'm talking about. The star of Cleveland is at the club that I'm at, talking to some girls, doing whatever, and like if somebody even thinks of taking a picture, bro, the security is just on a whole you've never seen security until you've seen like this is like some presidential type security, you know. But like you can't even, the bathroom is like close to where this dude's at. You can't even go to that you gotta go like through you gotta go through the sea of people just to go to the fucking bathroom and shit. Like you can't get through there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But yeah, so the family thing, then this dude's on whatever TV show, like saying that, you know what I'm trying to say? Like that shit's just so like, it's fake. It's fake as fuck.
Yeah.
And nobody's like man enough to say that shit. Like, you're whack, bro. You know?
Yeah, that definitely is. Especially in that aspect.
That shit's corny.
I mean, but at the end of the day, like, you know, you saw what went on. You know what I mean? The only thing I can take from is shit. He was, you know, speaking up to some people,
right?
And for him to speak
every
up
weekend,
to some people,
yeah.
And that's the thing, like, for him to speak up to some people, like, you know, for him to be the biggest star, like, I think he would. But at that same aspect, he's just like, okay, well, are you going with the entourage? Like, are you leaving with the, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see you after the club.
Right.
Like,
but I mean, that to me, you already know the answer. You know what I'm saying? So don't be on this and that posting family pictures and shit, bro. That's just that's another reason why I can't stand that dude. Because I seen, and then I just don't get how everybody else can see, all the homies see the exact same thing, and then like, oh man, that dude's the greatest. Oh yeah, man, love Cleve. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. That shit's so
like,
whack.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, as far as like, you know, you can compartmentalize it, like, to a point to where, like, as an athlete, yes, greatest, one of the greatest. But to go on to the other aspect, to say like, oh,
great family man, great person.
Then
like,
in that aspect, if you're like, okay, well, nah, that motherfucker fucked up. Then that's cool. Yeah. But to say like, oh, he the greatest across the board, and then it's kind of like, okay, well,
but that's why, like, we can have this talk, because that's why I love Jordan. Like, there's no doubt, like, of being an asshole. Like, he doesn't deny that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
at this point,
like there's no like back and forth. It's like plenty of people have came out and said that, oh, he didn't sign this or was didn't tip
just
me
an asshole,
or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, you're not gonna tell him otherwise.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
So, but that's why I rock with him more, because it's just like undeniable.
Well,
you know
what about
and there's no debate.
What about the Miami though?
Miami,
the different side, the villain.
What do you mean?
The Miami villain, like that was a totally different personality as far as like that. I feel like in those 4 years, or was it 5? No,
yeah, I think it was 4.
Yeah. But that was the whole villain, to where like he, in that aspect, like, I ain't gonna lie, I fucked with him more, because he was like, I'm the greatest in the fucking world. I was like, I feel that. I feel you, bro. You gotta hone that, because at the end of the day, like, you know, that is who you are. Like, you know that you are the best, and you know people are gonna continue to put you up there with Jordan and shit like that. At the end of the day, you know it, Jordan know it, Kobe know it. All y'all know it, that at the end of the day, y'all cannot rate each other, because y'all lived in different eras and played against different type of people. Different competition. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, if you wanted to say, like, those past generations, I could look at, you know, to the aspect of where it's like, I'm not saying it was harder or anything like that, but I feel like there were more Hall of Famers that came out of, like, the 80s, early 90s and stuff like that, and like early 70s too. There was more Hall of Famers that came out of that era, I feel like, than compared to now.
Yeah, I mean,
not saying that there are none, you know, because there are.
Yeah, I mean the Miami thing was cool. You know, at the end of the day, definitely respect it. You know, like you're in this area like your whole life. You know, I was watching something and it was kind of it basically said that that was like his way of going to college. You know,
I feel that though.
which is a pretty good way of looking at it.
Well, because I mean, if you think about it, he stayed in Cleveland until
It was like 7 years, yeah.
27. If you think about it, so from being born there to 27, like that's some ass shit.
Yeah, that ain't the place.
Yeah, like let me go ahead.
But I mean, still fuck them.
But then you're gonna say, but look, this is. I think we had to talk about this before. But then it was like he goes from Cleveland and then had the fucking the little show or whatever, the little hour.
Yeah, and then, you know what I'm saying. And then so yeah, I guess that's another reason why I look at it differently than the average person, I guess, you know, cause he had the show, the decision, makes a big ass deal about it, goes to Miami, and then everybody's like, oh fuck this dude, and then he comes back and everybody's like, oh man, let me suck your dick, you know, like, and then
for $2.
then see him out in the club and it's just like, man, you guys fucking trash, bro. But I mean, that's just the world we live in, fake as fuck, you know.
No, at the end of the day, like
I just don't know when it happened, you know. Like, was this going on in the 10s?
I don't know.
Just you see neighbor Sally, you're like, man, I fucking hate that bitch. And then when you see her, you're like, oh hey Sally, hey, how's the kids?
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of people do that though.
Yeah, I guess it probably was going on in the 1910s.
But at the end of the day, though, it's kind of one of I feel like more people try to use that as the political way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like, you still gotta be nice to these people.
Oh, PC.
Yeah. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, if it's a work setting or something of that nature, like, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, like, if it's at my crib, I'm like, man, fuck you. Like, go home about your business, nigga. You can get the fuck out. Like,
yeah, I feel like it's interesting, man, because to me, like, if you don't enjoy watching somebody or like what they do or whatever, then don't, like, you have the option not to follow them and shit, you know.
Yeah,
but then people literally follow people to fucking troll them and shit, and it's just like, yo, you're really a fan at the end of the day.
But and that's the thing. That's why people always say that the haters are usually the ones that bring more people that actually like them, because they're always trying to say something negative.
Yeah, let me think of it. You keep talking. There's the fucking the Drake song, man.
But yeah, the haters will put more fuel to the fire than somebody that actually likes you and knows that they fucks with you.
Yeah.
So that's the one of the biggest things. Like, you know, that's why everybody's always like, man, let me just, hey, them haters, they can keep coming. Fuck it. Come on, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you come around here, I got that sprat.
No, okay, yeah, because me and Ash was watching that, and I'm like, what the fuck is this kid saying, bro? And he just keeps
sprat.
going. Yeah.
He said, because I got that sprat. But yeah, that's that video that I was always saying, sweetheart.
Man, I can't. I'm gonna have to look for that fucking verse after. But it's something about, it's because he said shit about my enemy lives in my mother's basement or some shit. But that's actually not Drake. But yeah, he says something about basically the biggest hater being like going to work 9 to 5 or some shit. Which I was just like, man, dude, you just fucking killed everybody.
Oh,
everybody that's talking shit.
It's like, at the end of the day, like, you know, for me, I feel like it's one thing to where it's like, you know, like I can not like somebody for a certain reason, but like, you know, for me, like, okay, I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan. You know what I mean?
I wasn't either.
At the end of the day, but, you know, for me being an athlete though, it's like, man, I gotta, you know, give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be like, okay, well, I'm gonna see Kobe in the street and be like, Kobe, I still don't like you, motherfucker.
Right.
Like,
but like Kobe, for example, I personally respect him more because, again, it was just like the asshole mentality, And
Oh, yeah.
and it was not like he didn't ever deny that, you know.
Yeah, and
Like-
and that's why I say, like, you know, for me, like loving his craft and shit like that, like, you know, just certain things about Kobe, I was just like, what the fuck he?
Yeah.
Like,
It's-
especially when it came to like answering certain like questions, or even when it came to like Jordan and shit like that. You know, some things like you can like, you know, joke about it, but even when it came down to Jordan, like he would always, you know, kind of put everybody in the same boat. You know what I mean? But to one up the person that kind of taught you everything that you know.
Yeah, like literally identical to every move.
Yeah, every
Just
move,
how you walk,
to
like,
the heavy
it
to
just
his
was-
tongue being out.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
just it was just certain things to where it's like I feel like as the time has progressed, you know, there's like even with Kobe, he's shown like different players, different like his moves and stuff like that, and that's based off of what Kobe had learned for himself. I feel like from what he learned from Jordan to what he learned in the years of the game changing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say because the
Yeah.
game there's a
So now
transition
you're-
period within that even so.
Yeah, so now it's like, okay, well, now I'm having these camps and I'm showing these players the moves that I also got from Jordan, but also have adapted to this game in this such way. You know what I mean? You got like Chris Paul got a crazy ass move, behind the back spin moves. That boy's so raw. That spin move so raw.
We should probably get off the topic of basketball, but just I feel like for everybody listening, but
Oh, they love basketball. The sports fans gonna be the biggest ones on our feed.
I gotta who would be, I guess, your most, you could say for football and basketball or just one or the other, like who would be, I guess, your most influential player of all time in your opinion?
To me,
Yeah.
my top two would be Jordan and LeBron. That's my top two.
Really?
Always. Yeah.
Man, dude, I was expecting a little more from you,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be. And the thing about it is that like,
How about
okay, so
how about
so
after Jordan era? We'll say that.
Will be LeBron.
Oh, damn.
And the reason being is because like with LeBron coming out of high school, like yeah, you lived by him and stuff like that. But I just love the way that he always carried himself and the way that he was like, you know, he didn't get in trouble. You know what I mean? But he was this big star. He always, you know, like you say, he looked for his family and shit like that. But then it's like, okay, well, when you go into finding deeper things about people, then you can.
There's
kinda
always gonna be
give-
something that you don't really.
Yeah, like you can still not fucks with it in a sense. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like you can not mess with him on that aspect, but I feel like there's a lot of things that, you know, he does regardless of if it's something that is terrible behind the scenes. He does do a lot for like he built that school, the I Promise school. And where it's like the kids that get good grades or something like that and graduate or something like that, he pays for college or the school pays or however that goes. And so like that's bringing more of the people from that area as far as like kids, giving them hopes and, you know, dreams of being able to get past and be bigger than Akron or bigger than those people that they are around. Because a lot of the times, like, to not see, you know, people that have, you know, made it doesn't make you want to be bigger, you know, make you want to do that also. And so a lot of the people, as far as like athletes, I feel, do give back to their community, but don't stay within their community as far as like showing themselves and, you know, being able to be there for their functions.
I think that shit's dope. I just like, again, just the only issue is just the image that you put out and like the actual image. So really you can do all this shit, but then to me it's like it's totally invalidated because not everybody knows everything. Because there's so much more.
But I mean, could it be? But this is the thing, though. Too. This is what I. Ever since fucking the.
Oh yeah.
Shit, no, for real. That's the thing. Like when
I get it. You don't know.
No. I don't know. But I'm just saying. I really think that a lot of the times when a lot of people get up to a certain stature, they have different rules or things between themselves, and so
I can see that.
And
I
that's
can
not
see
even saying. I'm not even talking about just them or as athletes. Like, think about like the whole Epstein shit. You got people that are actually married, and then they go to this island and mess with little kids and shit like that, and they don't even probably sleep in the same bed. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, that's why I'm just like, that's why I'm just like, man, like I don't know.
That's a great point. That's a great point. But I'll give you another example. Okay, so there's a Suns player out here. I went to this thing for autism. Okay. Mm-hmm. I fucking this is a little nerve wracking. I hope to God he never hears this. So yeah, shout out. But well, I think he was a former Suns player or whatever. But we go to this event, and he introduces his wife and all that stuff. Go through like basketball drills. End up getting the dub. Shout out, because I went with one of my friend's brothers who has autism and shit. And there was like skills challenge and all that shit. When we ended up winning, because this was like father son type event. But I ended up going. We won. Shout out. Ain't gonna let these fucking punk ass kids win. You know what I'm saying? But
and then smack them.
Nope.
This shit out of here.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, at the end he we talk afterwards and shit like that, and then he introduced his wife to, I believe, like the whole event, which was cool. Introduced his son, I believe, too. I feel like there's a month's time. I'm at this, I believe it was A$AP Ferg. I'm at this A$AP Ferg concert. My homie Tom, I'm with my homie Tom at the time too. I leave the bathroom, come back. I think he goes in, and then I'm waiting for him, and then all of a sudden this fucking like 6'10" dude just walks by Tom. And Tom was at the event that I went to like a month before, so he recognizes this cat, and I see Tom like look up at this dude, and he's like, "Oh, what's up, man?" Yada, yada. And but then they both come out the bathroom, and we start talking and shit. We're like, yeah, cool to see you. Yeah, keep doing your thing. Like, that's cool what you're doing for autism and all that. We go to like the main stage, like the floor. And we're fucking around having a good time. I look up, and I'm like, that ain't the same. That ain't the wife. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just like.
But yeah, I understand.
But
I totally understand.
And to me, it's like such a bigger scale, bro. You're creating this image around autism and shit now. Mm-hmm. Like this is some like real shit.
Yeah, especially
and then you're saying this is so, like, if it's not so and so, then it's not a big deal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To me. And again, I don't know that there can be some agreement, but every Wednesday I get to go,
Yeah, go and fuck off.
Yeah, shout out Striking Vipers, which that shit's cool, but I'm saying, like, to me, I could never personally go and say this is so and so, and then go do like that to. Such, like, these dudes have crazy platforms, man.
Exactly. Especially that's like, how can you go out and be doing that in public?
That's like, I ain't the only one that was there. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's probably hundreds of people there. Like,
it's like
for that to happen, and then everybody to just be like, oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but so I think it's one thing. I don't know. Like. It's crazy.
It ain't my business at the end of the day. I'm just saying.
But it's crazy though to the different statures of people that get told on. You know what I mean? Like, they could be somebody that has like a somewhat middle stature, and they get told on quickness. Right. But these high level ones are on like the ones on the top.
They get a pass.
And everybody's just like, oh, okay, well, I might could be next.
Yeah, but I mean that's why I feel like the whole canceling thing is fucking whack too, because people are choosing who to target and then who gets a pass and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's
Black Twitter.
Yeah, this shit's whack, dude. I just don't get it. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man.
But I mean,
you know, at the end of the day, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I would never say that 4-letter word and then do that.
Especially when you
know who you are, and you know
look,
what.
But you didn't put all of that on a platform, right?
Uh-huh.
And then after that, now you're putting a different image on that same platform.
Which you can put that like that different image that you actually clearly want to do. Mm-hmm. You can.
Mm-hmm.
So do that rather than trying to like do the white picket fence shit. That shit's
especially when you're trying to portray that with the autism.
Yeah, and it's just that's a whole nother ball game, you know.
Oh yeah,
and I could have been, maybe I was like hungover or fucked up or something, you know. Maybe he didn't say that, but I'm pretty sure he did, you know. I'm pretty sure he called this girl his wife, you know.
That's why I was in there just smacking little Billy's balls all over there. You ain't getting that shit. My house.
Yeah. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Little Billy over there crying.
Yeah.
The big man just be
I feel like I somewhat care about this shit because to me you can do all that shit like on the court and stuff, but then to me your legacy isn't really what people like hold you to. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Or I feel like you do all this shit and then like behind the scenes you're actually doing this. So again, it's just fake. And I can't get jiggy with that, man.
Hey, so look, I was just thinking about this. So in that one cat, the first cat we were talking about, what about
LeBron John? I was watching that Vine shit. LeBron John, and then he's like LeBron John.
But in that aspect though, just think about that though. He didn't have the same girl his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, but that's fucking his problem. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% his problem.
I knew you were gonna say.
Yeah, like you know what you were doing. Like you didn't know, nobody's forcing you to marry
she
nobody.
Little babe though, I ain't even gonna lie. She a little babe.
Man. Just
Shout out
keep
Miss James.
Just keep riding the wave, man. Mm-hmm. Just keep riding the wave.
Yeah, I still want some of them LeBrons though. I wear them hoes.
They got new ones?
They always come out with new ones. I want all them hoes.
Those shoes are comfy, man.
Send me all of them. I want all of them.
They just weigh like 2 pounds. You like running in them things? Shit sucks.
Man, and then jumping and shit.
Oh. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they're a little bit. I haven't had a pair in a nice little minute. So
right. So yeah, maybe they
changed them up because the ones I've been wearing the Kyries. I've been wearing the Kyrie 2s actually.
Yeah.
I need to get some.
That's why I never really wore Jordans like playing basketball and shit because they're just so fucking heavy.
The only ones that I like hooping in were they were the 10s because I had the Royal 10s.
But I honestly feel like it's just the preference of shoe is like just how you play too. Mm-hmm. You know, like if you're gonna be moving around and shit, you know, I don't. There's like certain like Jordans especially, you know, that are better and some that are not, you know.
Because I feel like the ones. Like, yeah, they started out as a basketball shoe, but now they've turned more into a fashion.
Yeah, and just if you look at what is it, from ones to fucking whatever the fuck they're at now.
They're like
just
30.
Just like the difference is.
Oh, there's a big difference. It's more
even from like 1 to 5.
Especially with him, like since he's been out of playing basketball and retired and stuff, like a lot of his shoes have become more of like, you know, fashiony. And so at the same time, it's like if he doesn't do that, then he gotta come out with more retros. But then at the same time, you come out with more retros, then it's kind of like people are just tired of seeing the same goddamn shoe, especially when it comes to Jordans. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's sometimes some colorways that 10, 15 years where it come out in retro again, you know, and people
they don't take
Man,
off how they expected.
I got the 2001 pair right here.
Yeah, and
It's
everybody's
getting a
like,
little yellow under the bottom, but I still got them boys.
but they still worth something.
yeah.
You know, and then like literally those be the OGs. And
Dude,
so
it's just crazy the length of time that is just behind that brand, and how like just year after year how successful and how much money is made. Is
but
fucking,
it's just crazy too to think that like he wouldn't have been able to even have that shoe deal. He would have been with went with Adidas.
yeah, I was gonna say if it wasn't for, because he said for his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because his mom made him fucking, which is, I feel like I feel like my grandma would have made me do that same shit. Like, nah, you better go.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh yeah, especially because you know, for one thing though, like I was reading about was just that like Nike goes all out for
The
athletes, yeah. Especially like with LeBron, like I think they had like all his favorite cereal, like all his favorite dishes, everything went like he liked to drink, like they dedicated it straight to him, and I feel like a lot of places won't do that.
Yeah.
They won't go above and beyond to those little things, especially like, you know, he loves his mom. So, you know, if you are a different place like Adidas or something like that, and you have everything dedicated to him, but you know his mom gonna be with him, and you don't got nothing for the mom, like he look at it like, well,
Yeah, well,
you know, we kind of a
like
package in a sense.
like you seen The Blind Side?
Yeah,
Like like fucking RJ.
Yeah,
the little
like
kid,
RJ.
like, well, what's in it for me?
What's in it for me? He said, man, we're gonna get you to run on the field with us and do the towing costs. He's like,
But
oh, I don't know.
he's like, but LSU said,
yeah, I like
that's
that.
crazy.
I like that movie. A little RJ was cold.
RJ was cool, man. That's a tough movie, man. That's a tough movie.
Yeah, that is a tough movie. But I feel like
It's a tough one to get through.
there's a lot of. I just feel like there's just so many good people out there in this world as far as with situations like that, and they don't get a lot of credit unless, you know, it's put into light in certain situations like that. But I feel like every day in vice versa situations that's happening all the time, you know, because like, you know, for me, for instance, like, you know, Granny, we would always have all the neighborhood kids come over if they didn't eat or whatever. Granny fed them, like we had all type of drinks and shit like that for the kids, like, you know, and my grandma always little babysit and stuff like that. So you got people that will look out for those kids even until they get older, you know. That's why my grandma was like, oh, little Derek. Yeah, little Derrick Rose, motherfucker. Look.
I mean that's just cool, man. I don't not that I like look for, I guess want to get old, but just I feel like once you
Gran Torino.
Yeah, like yeah, just once you get to that age, bro, and it's just cool. It's just cool to basically like see what you made, you know, and you can see where you fucked up, you know. And see, I guess see where
everything plays out, everything played out.
And just like as an old man, like you can literally do whatever the fuck you want, you know, because once you're old and got a cane, man, like people just kind of like, oh, he's old. He's just
tennis balls at the bottom.
Yeah,
be scooting around.
Yeah. They're like, oh, he's just having a day or something.
Man, I'm gonna be a cool ass old dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna still be driving a 1975.
That'd be dope.
I might get me a 1970 Chevelle.
That's
what I want to do. See, that's what it's gonna be like. And honestly, like
just working on old cars and shit.
Yes, get like an old
cool.
shell of a car and just build it yourself. Because at the end of the day, like being
those
able
things are
to
expensive as fuck.
Yes, but to say you built it, kind of like back in the old days,
and then
like,
just
pass it on, and make it.
But what if Billy fucking totals that shit because he's fucking drunk off his ass on Mill Ave, just trying to take home a honey for the night.
Even in that aspect, just like anything we've ever talked about, communication is something that will get that further than anything. So, say if you know with this type of car, the power that it has, like you can set something up to where like certain people can't have it until they're 25,
or you see some form of maturity,
or something like that.
But what if he, you know, got his master's, getting to go to get his doctorate and shit, and he He's still just Mill Ave. Just can't get off
I
Mill
mean,
Ave.
in
And
that-
he's
in
just.
that- I mean, in that aspect, shit, like shit does happen. I mean, but at the end of the day, like I would want, like we were talking
You
about.
see the
this
car
before,
and it's just fucking.
just folded up out. What's that?
Like a
video?
fucking,
what's
what's
that
the-
video with the dude crying like?
Oh yeah. Dude, what do they call it when shit folds up like a pretzel or fucking scorpion or some shit? The car's just scorpion or something.
Oh man!
But-
See, that's what I'm saying. I would
yeah.
be crying, bro. Like
Yeah.
we built that from the ground up.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
But the
that's
grandson's
where-
okay.
But okay, and I would say this, and honestly, both of our aspects, but more in your aspect than mine, because I was just raised by granny.
Mhm.
You had
Same.
you had, but I thought you had grandpa.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just
sorry.
had granny, and then you had grandpa, and so in that aspect to where like your granddaddy taught you the like from right from wrong, and then told you how to take care of your things and stuff like that. To where like when like whatever car that he cherished, if you know that he has like truck or whatever that he cherished,
Yeah, he did.
knows.
I fucked that thing up actually. Yeah.
See, but in that aspect, in that aspect, you know, he molded you to that, so that's where he gave you that that power to be like, okay, well, this is yours, and I entrust this in you.
I trust you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in your aspect, yours was like, well, shit, like now I got this newfound freedom. I did some,
Yeah, man,
I
that,
try
like-
to do ramps and shit.
I don't know if it was the day. Well, I feel like it had to be a few days. I'll have to ask my cousin. But days after getting my license, I got my fucking first speeding ticket and shit. And the road that I got pulled over on, everybody, that's the road. It connected the two cities.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was on that road, like before school and shit. So everybody had already seen me like be pulled over and shit. So by the time I got to school, I remember this one cat. This cat's fucking. He's a fucking character. Jesus. But he's.
Hold
he's
the
like-
story.
Oh, sorry. He's like.
Hold the story.
Oh,
Hold the
oh,
story,
oh,
so we can have something to talk about.
where? Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, you want me to just go on to like stop and go on to the next one? All right, man.